Hey guys, Huck Sports Talk here. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Well guys, today on this show, we're going to do the Miami Hurricanes schedule. We want to go over that. I've been doing some, and I did Notre Dame's the other day, and I put that up. So if you haven't seen that one, go check it out. But guys, yeah, we're going to do the Miami Hurricanes today, and we're going to talk about them. You know, something that I didn't know about the Miami Hurricanes until I did a little research. They've been in the ACC since 2004. And did you know that they haven't won a conference championship? So here they are, they're chasing the national championship like they did last year, but they haven't even won an ACC championship. So, but I think that will change this year. I think that they're going to win the ACC, and I want to go over their schedule today. And the reason why I'm going over their schedule today, like I said, I put the Notre Dame schedule up probably last week or whatever, and I had a comment on there from a guy, and he called me the SEC dude, by the way, but he said, shocked an SEC dude is harping on the schedule. Now look at Miami and Texas Tech. All right, well, we're going to look at Miami today. We're going to look at their schedule and see how it looks, and if you haven't seen the Notre Dame one, go back and take a look at that. But you know, the Notre Dame schedule was pretty weak, and so let's take a look at this Miami schedule today. All right, so I'm going to use the CBS Sports ranking of their opponents, just like I did for Notre Dame, okay? So their first game is at Stanford, okay? And Stanford is ranked in the CBS Sports 89th, okay? And that's on September 4th. I want to say that's a Friday night, so it's a Friday night game. And then they play Florida A&M, which I don't have a ranking for them because they're from the SWAC, so they're really not even a Division I, you know, the main Division I. They're in the subdivision or whatever you want to call it. So they're not going to be very good, obviously. So they've started out with Stanford, the 89th ranked team. And then Florida A&M, not ranked, okay? And then they play at Wake Forest, which CBS has them ranked as the 45th best team. And then they play Central Michigan, which CBS has them ranked 112th, okay? So basically their first four games there, they're obviously easily going to be 4-0. They play an 89th ranked team, a team that's not ranked because they're in the SWAC, the 45th and 112th. So that's not starting out very good, is it? So, but here they do go to Clemson, which Clemson is ranked 26th, okay? And depending on what time that game is, you know, if it's an early game, the atmosphere won't be as big as it will be if it's a night game, which I'm guessing they're going to do everything they can to make that a night game at Death Valley. But then they play Florida State. Okay, I think they have a bye week because they play Florida State on October 17th. All right, so then, and Florida State is ranked 47th on this. And now I think they were a little bit higher ranked in Phil Steele's, you know, but Florida State's not going to be a superior team or anything. So, but 47th is probably about right for Florida State. So then they play Pittsburgh, and that's at home. And Pittsburgh is ranked 41st in CBS's. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't have Pittsburgh in my top 25, but I had them pretty close in the top 30 or so. So I think Pittsburgh is a little bit better than what CBS is giving them here, okay? But then they go to North Carolina, play against Bill Belichick, and his team is ranked 78th, okay? So, and then the big one comes here. So we're getting ready to find out who's better, Notre Dame or Miami. So, because Miami has to go to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is ranked 4th in CBS Sports rankings, okay? And one thing about it, that thing is going to be November 7th. So you can imagine what the weather's going to be like in South Bend. That could be really, really bad, but it could be not so bad. Just, you know, it all depends on that time of year. and everything. But wouldn't that be something if it was, below 32, on November 7th? And that's definitely going to be a night game. That's going to be a 7:30 game on NBC. I'm pretty sure they already have that as a 7:30 game. So obviously, if that thing's a cold game, that's going to benefit Notre Dame for sure. But then Miami plays Duke, and Duke is ranked 43rd, and that's at Miami. So Duke has to come there, and then it's funny because Miami now has Duke's quarterback from last year, right? So that'll be a big game for Duke. They'll be kind of fired up for that and everything. But then Miami plays at home against Virginia Tech, okay? And they got them ranked 37th. And, that could be a little bit higher than what it should be and everything. I know that, with a new coach at Virginia Tech and everybody's hyped about it, and they got some pretty good players in the portal and stuff. But that could be being a first year and everything. But it is later in the year. Obviously, it's second to the last game, right? So you're not sure where Virginia Tech's going to be at that point, okay? And then they play Boston College, which everybody knows where Boston College is going to be all season. It's going to be at the bottom of the ACC for sure. Their rank is 98th, right? So if you look at Miami's schedule, obviously it's not overbearing. To be honest with you, they only have one game of a team that's ranked in the top 25, and that's Notre Dame. And I think Notre Dame had 2 or 3 ranked in the top 25, but Notre Dame's bottom of their schedule was, I think, a lot worse than Miami, because Miami has a lot of teams in the 30s and 40s, where Notre Dame didn't have anybody in the 30s and 40s. Other than those 3 games that Notre Dame had, everybody else was like ranked 50th or worse. So definitely Miami, is playing teams that are basically considered average, where Notre Dame was playing a lot of bad teams. But I'm going to be honest with you, the schedule's not very good. I think it's probably better than Notre Dame's schedule, but not by much, honestly. Matter of fact, Phil Steele had Miami's schedule ranked 61st. So I don't remember exactly what they had Notre Dame. I'll have to take a look at that. But guys, that is Miami's schedule. I'd like to know what you think about it. Just let me know and make some comments, and let me know. Do you think Notre Dame's schedule is harder? Do you think Miami's schedule is harder? Like I said, I do believe that Miami will win the ACC this year for the first time since they've been in that conference. And the one thing about it, they will probably play in the ACC title game, which means they will play another team which is ranked. So you almost got to, say that, because there's no way Miami doesn't play in the ACC title game. And chances are they're going to probably, play, it could be Clemson, it could be Pittsburgh, it could be SMU. Just be honest with you, it could be Louisville. I think Louisville's going to be pretty decent, so they may have to play them in Louisville, because I had Louisville ranked 25th in my poll. But guys, that's Miami's schedule. Like I said, make some comments. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. If you would, I ask that you subscribe to the channel, and we'll be doing more schedules of teams in the top 25. And I'm also going to be doing like a lot of NFL things this year. And I'm hoping to get some guests on, and hoping to get a couple guys that are regulars every week on here to talk about, college and pro. So, but guys, do me a favor and subscribe. And guys, until next time, we'll see you later.